we walked into the venue where the guests were, and it was like a record stopped. Everybody who's attending the wedding is just dressed in regular American suits. All the African people are wearing like Tom Ford, Joseph A. Bank, dressed super nice. And like the 4 gringos walk in, the 4 white people walk in traditional Ethiopian garb from head to toe. It was one of the most like jarring and embarrassing moments of my life as the Ethiopian people are like lining up to take pictures with us because we look so ridiculous.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. Fasten those seatbelts and strap in. We'll get you to those margaritas ASAP.
Hola, bonjour. Ciao, bella, mesdames, monsieur. Salam, salam.
All right, today we have a big drop a pin. We're excited because we have our guy Rone. We're going to be talking a little bit of Ethiopia, but wanted to do some pre-boarding before that. Yep. You and Sam heading out, doing a little traveling.
Yeah, we're back on the road, filming some more peaking, heading to Havasu Falls, which I hear is like one of the nicest hikes in America. It's on an Indian reservation, so it's not cheap. It's about like $450 per permit.
Wow. So
yeah, I had to get 4 permits. I mean, it'll be my first time hiking with Sam. We'll see how he does. Sam has one of the weirdest walks at the company.
Yeah, but he's a runner though.
Yeah.
So he's in shape. He can do it. He won't be winded, I don't think.
Yeah, he's young. And that's the same thing with me. I don't get winded, but the following days, my knees just are shot. I get runner's knee, if you've ever heard of it. But very excited for that. I mean, we're probably going to forget something very important, but we will have enough water this time. That's for sure.
That's key.
We hired a pack mule, and then I mentioned that to a few people. They're like, I don't know. You're probably going to have some haters in the comments because I think that's kind of taboo. Some people think the pack mules aren't treated well at Havasu Falls, but it's already been paid for. So
I feel like a pack mule is amazing.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I thought we'd be doing the hike with the mule. You just drop off your bags, then it gets loaded on the mule, and then the mule meets you at the campsite later.
Oh, I've been thinking about doing one of those kind of trips in Scotland.
They got pack mules in Scotland?
Not pack mules, but there's like this trail that you walk in Scotland. And it's
up in the Highlands?
Yeah, it's like a 7-day hike that you could do. And you bring all your shit, you have all your luggage, and you just stay at different bread and breakfast along the way. And in the morning, you tell them where you're going to end up at night. You just like meander with just like a day pack with some snacks and water and stuff. And all your other heavy shit they bring to the next place that you're going to be.
That's awesome.
It's just like over and over and over again. So you end up doing like 70-kilometer hike over the course of 7 days or something, but you don't have all of your shit with you. It's like a really leisurely stroll through all these tiny little Scotland towns. They do it in Scotland. They do it in
great.
England and Ireland. Legitimately thinking my wife's 40th is next year.
Yeah.
I'm legit thinking about taking her to do that because I think she loves hiking and I think she would love that.
Look into the El Camino too. It's a very famous hiking trail in Spain.
I thought you were talking about the cheap version of the Ranchero. Yeah.
No. Isn't it El Camino what PFT has?
Yeah.
The El Camino, there's like 4 different routes. They all lead to this one famous church in Spain. My friend's older brother has done it about 3 times, and my mother-in-law and father-in-law are seriously considering doing it. But I think they have options with that hike too, where like your bags can be transported spot to spot.
I mean, that would be awesome. Like doing a trip like that where you're just like, there's certain people that I've followed on TikTok recently that are doing, one guy's doing like a walk from the UK to Vietnam, and he's on like day like 500 and something of it. He's in Turkey, I think, right now. So he's made it a long ass way.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem enjoyable to me. Like walking your life away.
Yeah, you kind of need to just, that becomes your life. You can't have anything else going on in life. You can't really have like a family. I don't think any family's going to be chill with you just walking from the UK to Vietnam.
I feel like that's a fantastic thing to do if you didn't have kids and you got divorced and you were 37.
Or if you do have a kid, are you telling me I should get divorced and just start walking?
No, your wife's lovely. I wouldn't want you to get divorced.
But no, yeah, you're right. That is, I mean, there is something very zen about just like walking, which is like one of the reasons I've like enjoyed that I did a long walk stream of Rone and a long walk stream of White Sox Dave, and like maybe not the most entertaining stream, at least the one in Chicago. The one in New York's action packed, but in Chicago you're walking, there's a good hour or two stretch where not a lot's going on, but it's very zen. Just having a walk and having that destination in mind.
And I bet that's done wonders for Frank the Tank's mentals too.
Yeah, really. I can't recommend walking enough. That's one of the only reasons I'm not morbidly obese, is that I enjoy walking. If there's a spot I'm trying to go to and I see it's a 20-minute walk, I'm not getting an Uber. I'm just going to do that walk. It's the simple things.
It is the simple things.
I only go to bars I can walk to, so I can walk off those calories.
Yeah.
And so I don't pull a Tiger Woods.
Yeah, we disavow. We just
yes,
like
yeah,
I
we
know
do.
Foreplay and part of my take has mentioned it, but I just want to be on the record. We disavow DUIs.
Yeah, drunk driving is actually the reason I never got to meet my grandfather on my mom's side. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Very traumatic. He probably died like a year before I was born.
That sucks.
Yeah. Now, speaking of car accidents,
I love where this is going.
Well, just Jersey Jerry and the whole Bush gaming crew. Yeah, they got into a car accident in England, and even before the accident, I was saying it was insane that it's like most of their first time in the UK, and the fact that they tried to rent a car and drive it around London. I mean, I'm shocked that the car accident didn't happen in London. I think it happened more on the countryside, but I mean, some people are just very competent drivers. I would never trust myself to just like show up in a country where they drive on the other side of the road and just immediately get behind the wheel. Mm-hmm. The roads are a lot more narrow than in America too. Like I got married in Ireland. I never got behind the wheel a single time. And the reason I knew it was so like ill-advised is I went to London when I was in maybe third grade. We did something called a house swap, which I wanted to tell you about because like maybe your family would consider it. This was like I think it was a website back in the day, and they match you with another family that's trying to go to where you live, and you swap houses with them for, I think we did a 10-day swap. So a family in London came and lived in our house in Massachusetts for 10 days. We went and lived in their flat in London for 10 days. So zero cost on hotels. You're really just paying for the flights. You do need to let a strange family live in your house for a week. But it was cool. It worked out well. And I wonder if they still have it. Can you just search like house swap if that is even...
There's a 0.0 chance my wife ever allows that to happen.
Okay, because I think you would find some takers. You live in a suburb that's very easy to get to downtown Chicago from. Yeah. Chicago is a very popular destination for Europeans.
A lot of bedrooms.
Yeah. Is that it? Is that the Kindred? Is that a house swap website? It could be. But yeah, so we were in London for 10 days and they told my dad they could like use their car if they wanted to. My dad got behind the wheel for maybe 5 minutes, ran into a curb and like was just immediately like, nope, we're not doing this.
Yeah.
And put it back in the garage. Just like he gave up so quick. So that's why I knew it wasn't a great idea. But yeah, the house swap, I think, so they arrived early in Massachusetts, so I got to meet the family, and it was hilarious. It was a couple with two really young kids. Maybe one was like 5 years old, British kid. Maybe my first time meeting a Brit, but he would only say two things. You would say something to him, be like, hey man, how's it going? He would just go, pardon? And you would say it again, and he would just go, pardon? and then the other word I heard him say was Coke please. Coke please.
He had a language barrier for you.
I think he was just extremely shy, so he would either just, to avoid answering questions, he would just go pardon or just Coke please.
I like how that kid sounds like Paddington Bear.
He did sound a lot like Paddington Bear. But yeah, if you're willing to let strangers into your house, look up House Swap because I think it still exists. And also, before we go into this pub of Rone, stay tuned for afterwards. Me and Chaps are going to do a short deep dive into the country of Ethiopia in general. You got anything else?
Nope, let's get the room.
Hey, how are you? Welcome back to Drop a Pin. Today we got Rone on the plane. You may know Rone from Son of a Boy Dad, Rone.com. Now, this is Barstool's travel podcast, but I feel like Son of a Boy Dad has become Barstool's like airline podcast.
Yeah, like you guys are about the destination, and we're about the journey to the destination. You know, we kind of, there is a symbiosis between the brands, but we're just kind of more of like takeoff to landing and all the associated Delta stories.
Yeah, and like points and everything like that, miles.
Yeah.
What sort of status you're at?
Diamond, if anyone's asking.
Whoa.
You know,
Delta Diamond?
Delta Diamond. I think 3 of the last 4 years, Delta Diamond.
Holy
What a
shit.
legend.
You know what I mean? Just busting my ass out here. It doesn't really come with much, which you notice, but it's nice to
But
feel.
when you're doing like those internet, I just booked to go to Amsterdam with the fam this summer. And when you can get, like for United, when I can buy the very cheapest seat on the plane and know I'm going to get upgraded from there.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's huge.
That's
like you don't
key.
have to pay for the check bags or any of that bullshit that goes along with it. That's a pretty
It's
big
a
perk.
feeling. It's really
Yeah.
just a feeling, too, that just
Yeah.
you kind of know you can look down your nose at
Yeah.
everybody else who's just
Yeah.
Gen Pop.
Knowing that your bag's going to come out first on the carousel.
Yeah, or like, and the diamond, like when it comes up on your phone, it's a different color. It's just, it's like, it has just like this glow to it. They want you to know.
Aren't we so pathetic, though, that that's the way that we're like, did we get
Differentiated.
another color? Oh, shit.
We're children.
Yeah.
They put a sticker at the top of the test. Holy fuck, I must have did good on it.
Yeah. So even though, I mean, were you removed from the first class list or are you still
I didn't fly first class on the
Securely
way
on.
here.
okay? I would say like that's almost a waste of a first class if it's Boston to Chicago. It's such like a short flight and
Yeah.
like, and but if you're going to Europe or like going overseas, the first class is insane. It also comes with an insane price tag, but
Yeah, it's so expensive. And like, so I think an average Delta first class overseas flight is like $5,000 to like dollars if you book it early enough in advance, maybe up to like $8,000 or some shit like that. So that's like, I mean, that's an amazing savings. But I haven't flown overseas for work since I went to France for the World Cup a couple World Cups ago with Buddha, Ben, and Caleb, which was a fun trip, but it wasn't first class.
yeah, that was your last time going overseas for work. But you have been overseas for fun since then. But I guess have you been overseas since the baby?
No, dude.
Since
I
the
haven't-
babies, sorry,
I
twins.
haven't even been on a plane with my children because I have 11-month-old twins, and my brothers. I'm so scared. Just like in like a point of vulnerability, I'm so terrified at the procedurals of it, like what it's going to be like. You both have done it. You both know what it's like.
We both have done it. We didn't do it with twins. I would say it was a lot almost easier than I expected with just one baby.
Okay, can you kind of talk me through like what you expected and what happened?
Before we get into that, I have one piece of advice for you.
Okay, I
that
need
just
it
popped
all.
into my brain.
I need it all.
Because you're going over with wifey, you, baby.
Yes.
You guys should not sit together.
Really?
You should take one baby, be on one side of the plane. She should take one baby, be on the other side of the plane. So then you're on a one-on-one situation. Because if you let them get together, they're going to run circles on you guys. But going solo with one baby, not that bad.
That's low-key very smart.
I would be like, you're up at the front of the plane, I'm in the middle of the plane, and we're just going to be like, I'm one dad taking one baby, I'm one mom taking one baby, instead of two parents taking two babies on the same flight.
Because if one of them abuses me, okay, whatever, I can take it. I'm a man.
Right.
I'm 40.
That's exactly
But
right.
if he's abusing me, if he's also abusing his mom, if he's abusing his brother's abusing him, his brother's abusing me. That's like
They're
6
also
other
abusing other
relationships.
people on the flight.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
There's 6 other relationships that I have to worry about, and that is very smart. I'm gonna go home and pitch that as my idea today.
Yes.
You just like, who's better behaved today? I'm taking that one.
Yeah, exactly. But like, I'm scared about getting everything to the airport. I'm scared about knowing what to bring. I'm scared if, say, we go to Europe, am I bringing a fucking stroller to Europe? If so, my stroller's a fucking double-decker tank. Or I got the fucking Duna where it's like 1 foot off the ground. Like, I don't know which shit to have, which shit to bring. Like,
I've got a stroller that I use around Chicago, and then we have a smaller travel stroller. That's what we've brought on flights.
how many flights are we talking have you done?
I've just done a round trip to Boston, and I
Okay.
did a round trip to Cancun.
Okay.
So Boston, he was a lot younger. He's probably only like 6 months. But
Just
that's,
a nugget.
yeah, just a nugget, but that's also just like a 2-hour flight. He's also been to Columbia, South Carolina. But yeah, that's when he's like real young. So you gotta coordinate, like give him a bottle or a breast while the flight is taking off. And then that will kind of like lull him to sleep.
Was it tough for you to give him the breast?
His nipples are
A little tough. One time I went online, I found this little, like, it was like a pair of breasts that a man can wear and you can fill it up with milk. And my wife hated that idea.
Really?
Yeah. I was like, it'd be kind of cool if I could.
I also
like,
hate that idea.
it'd be kind of cool to like simulate what it's like to breastfeed
Yeah,
by
just
just
for
wearing a couple
empathy.
milk jugs.
Let's take a small detour to the wonderful world of breasts. I was watching a show called Poly Family on TLC.
I'm familiar.
4 people, and they have shared families. One woman had a baby. She doesn't know who the dad is. It could have been either of the men who were in their quadruple. And the other woman who didn't give birth said, I would like to also see if I can breastfeed. Just to see if I can like simulate it, or like if the circumstance can pull the milk from teat, which I thought was so cool and ambitious, and I just didn't know that was possible.
Oh, it's possible.
Is it?
It is
Yeah, oh, yeah.
possible.
Wet nurse.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so like the wet nurse, they never stop lactating because they're always around a baby.
Yeah, well, wet nurses have a first baby. They had a baby first, and then they just keep the
keep it
milk
hot.
supply flowing.
Yeah, they keep
You're a
the.
heavy producer, is
the
what they
stove
call
on.
them. Yeah.
Okay, and if you don't use it, you'll lose it. Is it?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
but so you
It's
can't.
kind of like your status on an airline.
Yeah, you got to keep renewing.
Yeah.
You got to fly enough miles, or you got to have enough teeth.
Come here,
sucked.
update the premium.
Like, yeah, that would be tough. That would be tough if throughout like time, you don't have a baby for the teat. Like, if you want to stay a wet nurse, but if you're in between jobs, like, how do you make sure that the faucet's on?
Manual, baby.
You can pump, right? I
It's
assume they
just
pump.
fucking.
Oh, got it. And I wonder if they ever go to the home team. Is that even safe?
Yeah, oh yeah. You can butter yourself. Yeah.
Is that safe? Do you think
Breast
it would be
butter.
like toxic? Like,
Well, I know. I mean, cows. We pasture. I don't know. If
But
getting
yeah,
high
you're
on your
right.
own supply was one of the 10 crack commandments, that
True.
was forbidden by Biggie.
yeah, because there's no way a cow could even reach its own tit.
Right? They don't know.
I guess.
No, I think a cow could reach its own udders.
Oh, I don't know about that, Chaps.
Yeah.
It depends.
I
if,
don't know.
I mean, like a horse has like a better chance. They've got a longer neck.
A horse could suck its
Yeah.
own dick, but could a cow reach its own udder?
I think so.
Goldfinger, could
I
we
don't
look that
know.
up?
Because they clean themselves. They clean their vaginas and stuff with their
Oh.
tongues.
Yeah.
They don't seem the most flexible though. Like that's why cow tipping is a thing. If they just get like knocked off.
Oh yeah, a
balance,
cow
they'll
can
drop.
reach his own udder.
What?
Hell yeah. And we'll engage in self-suckling. Yeah, little self-suckling. Well, we got self-sucking with Rone. We got the title of the pod.
Self-suckling. Oh my god.
Self-soothing sort of thing. Yeah, I wonder why they do it. Yeah, cows may suckle themselves due to discomfort or curiosity. I think we can all relate to
Yeah, they're
sucking
basically
yourself
like
out
a
of
13-year-old.
curiosity.
Yeah.
And then my other since we're taking a breast tangent, my other breast tangent was after giving birth, it came across my desk that breasts can be sore, and so a home remedy that I heard for this that was used within my house.
I know where he's going with this.
Me too.
Cabbage.
Cabbage.
Oh yeah.
Cabbage.
I had
Cabbage
no
can
idea.
also make you stop producing.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
when you're ready to stop producing, you put a little cabbage all over the nipple. Yeah.
Well, so there was some cabbage in my house. There's extra cabbage in my house. I threw the cabbage on. I self-suckled with the cabbage, and it's cool and soothing.
It has to be.
It's really,
Yeah.
really nice. And I didn't realize how, like, it's like a cooling pad. It's like putting, like, a little igloo cooler on your tit meat. And it was amazing.
So if you went for a little jog, your nipples are starting to chafe, just
Yes.
put a little cabbage on.
Getting back into jogging, I might need to get a head of cabbage to just have handy. Or they should,
Yeah.
at the marathon, fuck little glasses of water.
Hand me
Just
cabbage,
fucking
yeah.
leaves of cabbage to be
Yeah.
given out to the
A
our
little
bleeding
baggie of
runner.
coleslaw for the boys.
Is it in like classical statues from Greece and Rome, aren't some of the statues like wearing cabbage over their nipples or private parts?
No.
I didn't know that.
I'm pretty sure that's palm leaves.
Okay, yeah. Historic. Like, hey, maybe the cabbage tradition goes way back. Sam, look up if any like statues or
statue with cabbage over the
Have-
teeth.
have
the
their
statue
teeth
of
covered
David
in
actually
cabbage.
have cabbage on his cock?
yeah.
Is that his dick or is that cabbage? But so
okay.
I'm sorry. So that was my
Back
my
to
small
back to
detours.
flying with a baby. So
No.
no,
Flat out no.
I've
I
never
feel like
heard-
I've seen little
fig leaves.
Fig leaves. Cool.
Yeah.
See, I've never seen AI say no. I feel like AI is always trying to affirm whatever we say.
Yeah.
I was like, yes, and that's a good idea.
Yeah, so there was in the Council of Trent in 1563. There were all these naked statues around the Mediterranean, and they were like, "This is too risque." So they started kind of covering them in fig leaves
Oh, after the fact. So
after the fact. Yeah, because most statues back in the Greeks were freaks. The Romans were a little
Romans were
freaky.
freaks.
All those statues were completely naked. I think it wasn't until we became all prim and proper with modern day Christianity that they were like, we got to cover these up.
Are old Asian statues nude? Like as an ancient Chinese statue, I feel like they're not tittied out either.
The Buddha.
Yeah, I don't remember
Buddha's
seeing
got
any
big old
Chinese cocks
boobies.
out there.
Yeah, the Buddhas, but yeah, we're definitely.
But like
seeing
the
Buddha
Buddha's
belly
never butt naked. He's always got his belly breathing out. But
His tits out.
yeah, well, those are man boobs.
Still nice. You don't think those things could use some cabbage?
Yeah, those things got to chafe with his robe all the time.
butts. The Buddha has better titties than Venus de Milo.
Oh, without
Venus
a
de
doubt.
Milo's like,
Yeah.
all
If it's
right.
like you're gonna titty fuck one of these, who is it?
Yeah, it's the
come
Buddha.
here. Yeah.
It's definitely the Buddha. So you're getting on a flight, and as it
Yeah, so yeah, that like some babies will struggle with takeoff just with their ears.
Right.
My kid was pretty chill with that. Actually, my wife hates it when I call my son or my child my kid. She
Really?
doesn't like the term kid. I think it's just a Boston thing. We're used to calling everybody kid. Hey, what up, kid?
Hey, kid, I
Hey,
like
kid. But my child did pretty well during takeoff. But when he was 6 months, I would say for at most like maybe 10 minutes of each flight, he was crying. And when you're a new parent, that 10 minutes can feel like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Sweating and shit.
But yeah, so you're freaking out. You're like everybody around me so annoyed, but it's not that big of a deal. Most people have got some sort of like noise canceling headphones, and 10 minutes out of the entire 2 hours, that's not horrible.
I've seen a new move that parents are doing where they will bring like a Ziploc bag of like goodies and then a pre-apology note to give to everybody around. Thumbs down.
Thumbs down, big time.
Talk to me.
Babies are allowed to fucking exist in this world. Children exist. Like if you don't like it, like stop being poor. Get good headphones. Like it's pretty simple. You know.
Pat McAuliffe, our coworker, had a very nasty tweet about babies on planes within I think the last calendar year, basically like kill this fucking kid.
Yeah.
And that got under my skin, just anticipating my future problems, being like, well, fuck you, you know?
Yeah, I think it's one thing if there's just a crying baby. That's life. That happens. Mikey Betts said he had like a 5-year-old behind him that just kicked his seat the entire flight from Turkey to Chicago.
That's whack.
At some point, the mom has to get that 5-year-old under control. And I think Mikey Betts turned around and stole the kid's balloon. he had
Tit for
to-
tat.
Yeah.
Are you allowed to even have balloons on a plane?
Yeah. He
Oh
definitely
yeah, you can have balloons.
He definitely stole the kid's toy. We'll have to fact check if it was a balloon. Feel like I remember him saying balloon, and the mom was asleep. The kid was just awake, wreaking havoc, and Mikey Betts stole his balloon or toy. And when the mom woke up, she was pissed at Mikey Betts. She's like, what the hell are you doing? He's just...
You don't sleep when Mikey Betts is on the aisle.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're snatching that balloon. Dude, that's so funny that you mentioned a balloon, because yesterday I'm writing in my little like dad journal. I'm trying to like just like catalog everything that I've gone through, so hopefully I could look back, or maybe my kids even could look back. And as I got to Chicago, I really felt like how palpable traveling now that I have kids is different than traveling was when I didn't have a kid. And like, not that it's like this lack of freedom or tethered, I feel like are really like strong words that have like negative connotations. But and the way I wrote it in my journal is like, I felt like I was a balloon, like just tied to nothing. And now like the balloon string is just like held by my kids. And so it's like I used to just be bouncing around without like a care in the world, but now it's like I am like my entire existence is like tied back to my kids and like tied back to like, oh fuck, it's like harder for my wife now that I'm like out of town, or like, oh, this would be so cool to have them with me, or like, oh, this is so different than when I was just traveling without the responsibilities that I have at home. So it's not like this negative, like I'm tethered to home, but it's like there is a string that is held by someone in a nice way. But I do feel that it's like, when I got to a new city, when I was like young and single, it's like, fuck it, like I'm gonna have a fucking beer and like I'm not checking in, like I don't give a fuck, I'm gonna drink an old fashioned or whatever. And now it's like a bit of a different vibe where it's like I'm gonna enjoy the fuck out of this sleep and I'm gonna get home as fast as possible because like this is like almost indulgent of me to even be away right now.
Yeah, because especially when they're really young. Like I traveled for a week one time for work, and I came back and like my kid had like grown. Physically looked a little different just in the span of a week because they're changing so fast.
Mm-hmm. Like when I went to Iraq, I was gone for 10 and a half months, like straight.
Oh my God.
From Kelsey was 2 to 3.5 ish, like almost 3.5. And when I came back, it was she didn't
different
recognize
person.
me. Yeah.
Really?
Like at all. Like even showing pictures and everything, like Kelsey went flying by.
Holy shit.
It's crazy. Like the difference like after a deployment is wild.
And then back then, could you guys even FaceTime or damn.
No.
So what was like the feel when you were away? Like what was the feel when you're deployed? Obviously your mind is on the incredible task you have at hand, and like there's got to be like this, I don't know. I'm not gonna put words in your mouth.
Like time stands still a little bit. Like where, you know, it's almost like object permanence, where if it's gone from your sight, it's gone. So like in my brain, Kelsey was going to be 2 when I came back, like gonna step into the same situation, come back, full sentences and all that. Like you just miss so much. It's impossible to know what you are missing, you know, because imagine just having I didn't have access to a whole lot of pictures or anything like that. It was just her mom telling me like how she's growing, but you can't really picture that, you know, like, oh, she's doing this, and the day-to-day incremental change over the course of 10 months, even if she's trying to illustrate what that change looks like, you can't really wrap your head around that.
Being a parent has made work feel so much easier. Makes this job feel so much easier. It's like, oh my God. Like if I ever complain about this job, fucking shoot me. Did it make war feel easier? I'm sure that's like a actually hard job. It's not like, oh, this shit is light. Like this shit is nothing compared to war. Probably makes being a parent feel easy.
Honestly, like it's, you know, it's honestly so long ago that I don't even remember.
Yeah.
Like what my thought process was at that time. I think I was just so young and doing what I was doing, so it's all you know at that point. Like that is your job, it's all you know. So it's really hard to say. I haven't really thought about that.
Yeah, I don't know. It just kind of popped into my head. But so I think I want to travel with them this summer. I feel like there's like a prevailing thought of like fucking change diapers at home or whatever, change diapers in fucking Cancun or Paris or whatever the fuck.
Dude, I saw a TikTok the other day, 2 days ago, and I thought, like, young parents, I guess your kids are probably too old for it now, but United and a couple other airlines, if you book the bulkhead, like, right up against it, they have, like, the hanging bassinet.
A bassinet, yes.
Dude, I had never seen that shit before.
Yeah,
cool.
Those things are sweet. The kids grow out of it fast. Like my baby's already way too big for it. But that is a clutch little travel
20-pound
hack.
limit.
I think so. Yeah.
I just checked.
And like, so we haven't been buying our baby his own seat because I feel like for 2 to 4 hour flights, you can handle just taking turns with one baby, passing back and forth between you and your wife.
Right.
With twins, I don't know. You might want a little extra room,
an extra seat, and there are like contraptions of stuff you could put flat across or like inflatable, like mini bassinets. But it's like, are they gonna share one? I might have to get 2 fucking seats, or I don't know, or just say one's under 20 pounds and like just let them bend the bassinet hooks or some shit like that. I don't know. I genuinely like we've discussed like every permutation, and we still don't know what to do. I really like the splitting up option. But then it's like I also want to be like there to support like my wife if she's going through it, and it's like I don't fucking know.
Yeah. I mean,
We might be fucked, but it's also like this dauntingness. I don't want this to rule my life when I didn't have kids.
Yeah.
I want it to be like, yeah, I'm gonna be the dad that we're gonna be the parents that travel. Like that was like aspirational, and it's like I still want to do that, but I didn't realize how hard it looks.
And every day it gets easier for you because they get a little bit older.
That's true.
You know,
I have heard when they start walking though, like planes become a bit tougher because they want to run around everywhere.
3 to 5 is fucking brutal, dude.
Really?
Yeah, like
Because I heard 1 to 2 was brutal.
just chasing those little fuckers
No,
around.
I've definitely
all over the
heard
place.
you'll want to get one trip in before they both start walking.
All right, well, it's fucking coming.
It's coming
dude.
soon, dude.
Oh,
My greatest fear was that my baby was going to walk for the first time while I was watching Ben Mintz get a hair transplant in Turkey. Thankfully, that did not happen, but it got kind of close. I think my baby's going to start walking in the next couple weeks.
Really?
Because he can already, if we hold him up, he can like walk 7 steps across the room. He just can't stand up on his own yet.
Well, that's walking.
That's walking, brother.
What are you talking about? 7 steps on his own.
He was. I mean,
3 steps.
What do you expect from this kid?
he's on the verge of falling over the whole time, but I was more thinking like a baby that's just like sitting down and then he can like stand himself up and just start walking.
Go get a post-meal cig.
Yeah.
Just crack. You want a beer too?
Okay, well, yes, the baby has taken his first steps.
Yeah,
and
that's
I think,
walking.
all right,
What do you mean?
okay, well, then his first steps
Gatekeeper.
happened his first steps happened maybe 3 days after I got back from watching Ben Mintz get a hair transplant.
That's
So
sweet. At least you made it.
Yeah, that was a close one.
That's fucking nuts. What? And can I ask how old is your baby right now?
1 and a month.
13 months.
Yeah, 13 months.
Nice.
Like a weird way to phrase that.
Yeah, 1 and a month.
1 and 1.
1 and 1/12.
But sick. That's amazing.
When we flew to Cancun, though, we had an incredible flight attendant, and I feel like that is clutch when traveling with babies. Some flight attendants just love babies, and she just walked up to us and was like, "Would you mind if I took your baby for a few laps?" And we were like, "Yeah, that'd be great." And she was
Asian. I heard. I keep hearing that Asian cultures have like. It's like take your baby to Asia. They'll love your baby in Asia. It's like,
Dude,
yeah, I gotta fucking
yes.
get there though. It's true.
Yeah,
Oh man, the Japanese women that lived, because I lived out in town in Japan.
They love them.
Dude, we could put Kelsey outside in like a little stroller. Again, we had this little courtyard area, and as soon as her redheaded ass like touched the grass, there would be like Japanese mama-sans like coming outside.
I heard a
ready to,
blue-eyed
like,
baby in Japan is
blue-eyed red hair baby, pale as shit. Like they
Yeah.
thought that baby was like a cartoon.
I thought it was like Cortez. It's like a god.
Yeah,
What is this?
I mean, they would watch her anything that we needed. It was amazing.
Really?
Mickey-san, yeah, she was great.
Yeah, I keep hearing this. That it's like
This was a
incredible.
white lady.
Oh, really?
But I have heard my cousin flew to Korea, I think, with their 1-year-old kid, and the Korean flight attendants were obsessed, and they like took care of the baby most of the flight.
That's sick.
Yeah.
That's so nice.
But even if the flight attendant's willing to take it for like the baby for a few laps, it helps. And like
anything.
my baby loved it. My baby loved her, and he was just like smiling at all the passengers. And she walked around a few times, and I think she even brought him a little gift. And she saw that we were like 2 parents of a baby. She was just hooking us up with free booze the entire flight. And,
What?
And we were just sitting economy.
What?
Yeah, I think she was just like, these parents need some
They need
vodka
this.
nips. Yeah. And just was coming by like every 20 minutes and
So
giving
were
us
you pretty lit up?
more vodka nips. Yeah, I think we probably each took down like 2.
But your wife has a very kind face. I feel like
Yes.
your wife's face and how her demeanor like garners other people being kind.
I
Wow.
think so too.
Thank you.
I think that you guys would have. Yeah, you guys deserve those nips.
Yeah. Well, hey, listen, Rone's wife and your wife both have very kind faces too.
You don't just have to say that.
Arigato gozaimasu.
We're fishing for the kind face.
Actually, yeah.
Compliment. But yeah, I'm like, say we fly to Europe.
Yeah.
I want to like that's gonna be like at minimum 6-7 hour flight,
6 to 8, yeah.
6 to 8 flight, and then like we're gonna be losing time zones, and then we're gonna be all out of whack with the sleep schedule. And it's like even if I do sleep, it will be like a couple hours of that if it's an overnight flight.
Definitely take the overnight.
Yeah, going to take the overnight, but I'm going to try to get a little bit drunk on the flight. But then, am I going to be hungover? Am I going to lose an entire day when I get somewhere? That's what I get scared about, because I'll see the same TikToks that people are like, "Yeah, I went to Japan with like my twin babies, and I don't even remember that I went to Japan."
Yeah. So I was just gonna say, I feel like at this age with twins, it almost has to be one of the grandparents, two of the grandparents come along as well. Like if you possibly could do that. So then maybe you at least have like a dinner or two out as like adults in like a different place. Like I feel like that.
If you're just in the Airbnb for like a 5 o'clock dinner every night, like it's not that much different. You're not getting the cup filling that you were like searching for when you go to a new city.
And walking around to a museum and like somewhere in Europe or looking at old architecture in Europe doesn't slap the same when you're constantly reinserting the pacifier into the mouth.
Or you're like on cobblestone with a fucking double stroller or some shit, or like going up a hill and fucking...
At least nobody will steal your stroller. Like you just leave it outside.
That's a
Europe.
culture that's like taken to New York. Like there's like we're leaving our strollers outside in New York.
Oh really?
Not with the baby in them. I know that's like the
Scandinavian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They fucking leave a baby
in the middle of
Denmark.
winter, just like
fucking
posted up. But honestly, like if you've been super jacketed up, like you're wearing like a Canadian Goose jacket or something like that, and you're sitting outside, sunny day, wind whipping a little bit. That's a relaxing...
It's very cozy, yeah. When it's freezing outside, but you're just completely bundled up, like lying in the snow, I can fall asleep like that.
Yeah.
They say it's good for your brain to sleep in cold temperatures as well. I've heard
that as well.
Yeah. Drop a Pin is brought to you by Shady Rays. All right, guys, quick question. How are my Shady Rays basically the same quality as the $200 sunglasses I used to buy? And I'm not exaggerating. They feel every bit as premium as the expensive brands I've owned. And really, I've only owned one expensive pair in my life because I lost it and that was $200 down the drain. I lose a lot of shades. That's why I'm always rocking Shady Rays, because if you lose them, they're very easy to get back. Actually, Shady Rays will replace them. So, knock them off the dock, they replace them. Sit on them day one, they replace them. And here's the crazy part. They're actually premium. Polarized lenses that cut glare hard, super clear optics, durable frames with solid hinges, clean classic styles that look sharp without trying too hard. If you're outside, on the water, in the sun, driving every day, you need shades that actually perform. Go to shadyrays.com, grab a pair, and get sunglasses with lost and broken protection. I always get the lost and broken protection because I go through so many shades. We've teamed up with Shady Rays to bring you an exclusive offer. Head to shadyrays.com and use code PIN, P-I-N, for 40% off 2 or more polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself. The shades rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people.
Today's show is also brought to you by Fora. Some people scroll travel inspo, and then there are people who bring it to life. With Fora, your eye for detail and discovery becomes your calling card. You're not just going on great trips, you are creating them as a travel advisor for others. I mean, whenever I'm getting ready to go on a trip, I constantly just research so much where I feel like by the time I get there, I know what everything is and I have the lay of the land out. And I know a lot of people don't like doing that. They don't like going, and they want to have a travel advisor for somebody that they actually respect. You can do this with Fora and make a little bit of money because you're going to be planning the trip for yourself anyway, or maybe for somebody else. You might as well just throw that out to the ether and get people on board so you can make a little bit of money while you're at it.
Yeah, if you've planned 4 trips for yourself, just turn around and become a Fora travel advisor and help other people plan those same trips and make some extra cash.
Yep, and you can do that today. Become a Fora advisor by going to foratravel.com and /wonton. That's FORA travel.com/wonton. And make sure you tell them that Drop a Pin sent you. It's foratravel.com/wonton. An unbelievable way to make a little side cash whenever you're getting ready to do these trips. Rone, I want to hear about Ethiopia.
Oh my God.
All right, we're going to do a little transition because you went to a friend's wedding out there, right?
I went to a friend's wedding in Ethiopia a couple years ago, and to me, this was the most adventurous travel that I've done. I've done a lot of leisurely travel. My wife and I like to go to a nice resort, and not that there aren't nice resorts in Ethiopia,
Yes.
But that was not the purpose of this trip. We went for my roommate's wedding.
I just want to say one thing before.
Please.
I would say, I think you, and this was all pre-having twins, but you and your wife, like, I would say, like, take advantage of traveling to cool places way more than even, like, Portnoy and Big Cat and stuff. Like, you guys, like,
They don't wanna leave the
know how to
country.
travel well.
I don't know why they don't want to leave the country.
Yeah, because they can afford the lie down flights wherever they're going. They can afford like the 5-star hotels
They
wherever
better
in the
lay down
world.
flight on fucking Liberty University.
Yeah.
Like on a Thursday.
Yeah,
Like I don't understand why like that is the best thing to spend money on. And it's like if you go on like the fucking fat travel or like the rich Reddit or some shit, like people will be like, what is the most worthy thing that you spent your money on the last couple of years? And the top response, I saw this like 2 days ago. Someone was like, I spent 6 figures on travel in the last couple of years, and it's been the best investment that I've ever made in my life. It's more important than your fucking home investment, your car investment, outside of like your kids' education. Like, what is a better investment than traveling?
and they don't have to choose being like, well, if I spend a lot on travel, I won't be able to spend money on this. It's like, no, you'll still have money to spend on that too.
I don't get Dave being like, yeah, like I don't want to see like I've had pizza in America. I don't want to have pizza in Japan. We're just like,
and
wow.
they say one of the best pizza places in the world is in Japan.
Yes.
Did you try that spot when you were out there?
I walked in and they're like, it's like a 3-month reservation type of deal. It's not like a pizza parlor. It's like at like the top of the Intercontinental Hotel or some shit like that. So I couldn't hit it, but
I'm sure he could go tomorrow. If he wanted to, he could.
Yes.
Yeah,
you know?
he could probably.
He literally could be there tomorrow, have the most leisurely, futuristic time ever, and it's like, whatever. Like everybody doesn't have to have the same interests, but like
he did get dragged to Venice, and he said he absolutely loved it. He was like,
yes,
yeah.
of course he fucking loved it. It's fucking Venice.
Yeah.
They probably had like the Amman in Venice, like sitting on cigarette boats as people bring him fucking vintage wines.
And that was before he was rich.
Yes, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Like,
he was probably still rich.
No, but not like he is now.
Yeah.
Like, cause that was like, that's when the pizza review thing really kicked off, is when he did that trip, wasn't it?
Oh, well,
That was like 10 years ago.
No, he's been to Italy twice. He went back with a former girlfriend more recently.
Oh, okay.
Silvana. I'll
yeah.
dox her.
Oh,
Silvana, yes.
Damn.
Yeah, yep.
Government name.
And I'm sure the only reason he went is probably because Silvana
she
was
probably
like,
wanted
I want to
to.
go to Italy. And then he was like, wow, Italy's actually pretty chill. And he had the water taxi that could take him wherever he wants to go. Meanwhile, when I lived in Venice, I was taking like the public transit boats and shit. Those aren't glamorous, but he can live it up out
Still is
there.
awesome though.
Yes, you're right. It is. It's like, where else do you have just public transit boats? Instead of taking a subway, they just got all these different boat lines that you take around the city.
And like he's discovering what like every world conqueror has ever like discovered in the past 5,000 years. Like, oh, Italy's pretty awesome. Like, yeah, like that's not like
it's pretty
that's
good.
Consensus. Like, it's not like a divergent opinion. He should be going to Italy. He should be going to like fucking Greece or like fucking like the beaches of Turkey. Like, there's fucking incredible places.
Cape Town.
Okay, go to fucking South Africa, dude. Go treat yourself, or go to Ethiopia. Honestly, he could be a god in Ethiopia. He would probably.
The pizza man.
So Ethiopia is one of like 3 countries in the world that's never been colonized.
Yes.
One of only 3 countries that's never been colonized. The Italians tried it. And they didn't succeed.
I think they did kind of succeed at one point for a little bit.
They left an imprint. So whenever you go to Ethiopia, there is tons of Italian restaurants. So you can get pizza in Ethiopia. Like you're gonna be eating like a lot of food, traditional Ethiopian food with your hands, but you can get pizza in Ethiopia. And we also found a Philly cheesesteak spot in Ethiopia.
Whoa!
It was bad. But it was not good.
Yep.
But we found it and we tried it, and they have all of that, as well as like, I mean, Ethiopian weddings are a 7-day affair. So like, each one of them is more traditional and niche than the last. So the very last leg of the 7-day weddings was they have like a cow hanging off the wall, and they're shaving the cow. Like a water ice almost. They're just shaving whatever you point to the piece of the cow you want, and they just give it to you on your plate with everything else raw. You're just having the raw cow. And so it was like from the cheesesteaks.
Like a whole cow gyro.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And
Yeah.
it's like, I want the loin, or like, I want some cow ribs. And like, I think I like nibbled. I
Wait,
didn't have
but
a ton of it.
you said that the cow was raw?
They don't cook it.
What?
They don't cook it.
Wait, so it's just an uncooked cow?
Yes.
When you're eating just the beef, like they don't cook it after they cut it off. You're just eating it like
You
carpaccio.
eat it, so it's like a buffet, and so it's like you're gonna have your other it's a lot of meats and sauces, like an Indian cuisine. You have your injera, you have like the bread, and you kind of like all handheld. But it's like on that same plate, you're gonna get your pink raw cow meat that's also
Oh.
just sitting on that same plate.
So it's like carpaccio, or
It's all carpaccio, but it's not. I mean, a carpaccio is probably a single cut of meat that
Yeah.
they've deemed to be super high quality and like a safer cut
Very
of meat.
thinly sliced and put some acid on it. Like,
Right, and
Yeah.
it like cooks it like
Yeah.
sneakily,
Yeah,
as
kinda like
opposed to this
ceviche.
Right, this is cooked by nothing, and so I had a little bit of on my plate, and I was fine. This is the last night of the wedding. Another buddy of mine who's a New York firefighter, he got an entire plate of raw cow. The entire was rice and then just like a heaping pile of raw cow. My buddy Spud, and he went, ate it all, sat down, and then within 15 minutes just went to the bathroom and just 360 projectile vomiting. Like, it destroyed his insides, and for 24 hours he's shitting his brains out, throwing his brains out, and he had to fly through the Ivory Coast the next day. Only guy that's white in the Ivory Coast airport, just throwing up all over the place because of the raw cow. So I think it's a little bit of buyer beware before you go with the heaping stack of raw cow at the Ethiopian
I
wedding.
gotta say, Ron,
take it slow?
that would have been my first thought of what would happen.
Yeah, you know what I
You
mean?
ate a bunch of raw
But
cow.
also, you're going to try it.
Oh, I would definitely try.
Yeah, I would
some.
try
A
it, and I would
heaping
have
plate.
insane diarrhea
Yeah.
for weeks.
Yeah.
Like steak tartare is raw cow, and that's delicious.
Right.
Yeah.
But that, like, once again, that's probably from one part of the cow. That's
And it
been
hasn't
deemed
been
very
hanging
high
up for
quality.
a week. It was probably refrigerated.
No, I
Yeah.
think that, so I bet this isn't hanging up for a week.
I
think
thought that's what you said. I was
Oh,
like,
I'm
oh,
sorry.
no.
So the
God.
wedding's a week long,
Okay.
but on the very last day. And I think
Oh.
it's almost the type of thing, like, there's traditional aspects where they'll expect the groom to slaughter a goat or something like that. Like, there was like one day, like, he had to go slaughter a goat. But like, these guys are all very Americanized. So they're like drinking like Johnny Walker Black until like 8 a.m, but then they also have to go like slaughter a goat at 9 or something like that. So it is like this modern and ancient kind
Yeah.
of blending of cultures.
Because I would assume if you met this guy in college, like, does he come from one of the more well-off families in Ethiopia? Like, is he,
I mean, I
is
think
he-
that they are relatively well off, and his bride's also Ethiopian, so they're also relatively well off. And I think that him having some white boys at his wedding was a flex. Like, he was like, oh, they're gonna fucking love this. I got
Yeah.
fucking like all my white boys from back home. Like, that's like nice that he has
Yeah.
that. Like, we were a bit of it, like an ornament for him to just be dangling in front of everybody. But like these traditional ceremonies that they have they've been like modernized into these really nice houses that they have. So one of the ceremonies that they have is on one of the days of the wedding, all the men from one side, the groom's side, have to go and basically break into the bride's house. But the bride gets all of her men and like all the dudes on that family. And it's honestly like, it used to happen in villages, and there's basically supposed to be like a brawl. Like, they want you to actually fight for the woman. And it's kind of been softened down where everybody goes to the door, but you have to kind of push in. It's like a rugby ruck kind of thing where everybody has to push in, and then you finally get in, and like you look through the house and the bride's supposed to be hiding, and they pantomime it. It's not as high stakes, but they'll be like, where's my bride? Just kind of looking around. She's hiding behind the couch. But I think that there's different levels that people take it. And if the bride really dislikes the groom, he'll hire like bouncers, and just like he'll try to be running in, and they'll just shove this guy the fuck out of the way and toss this guy the fuck out of the way, just to kind of lay down the law that like, hey, like, it's not going to be easy for you to get my good graces. It's not going to be easy for you to like get my daughter, which I think is like insane but kind of cool tradition.
Yeah, I mean, so are there some cases where the daughter just doesn't want to marry this dude at all, and she's like, "Please, whatever you do, do not let him in my house. Like,
I don't know if it's like
this wedding will not happen."
What, is it arranged?
I think so. These weren't arranged marriages. Like these are like couples who love each other.
But
So
like traditionally.
I'm not sure. Like so. There's so many subsects of tribes
Right.
in Ethiopia.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
sure if there's like if it's building up of caste systems, but these people live in like modern. Basically, these were gated communities that they lived in. So these are well-off people within Ethiopia. To your former point, so I think that it's like. These are happily married, college-educated in America who are doing this to kind of satisfy the traditions of Ethiopia. Ethiopia is also like a pretty Christian country,
Oh yeah, very
is-
very Christian.
which you maybe you wouldn't expect, or I wouldn't have expected. It's like a mixture of these Muslim and Christian traditions.
Yes, and then how did it become Christian? I'm trying to
David
think.
Livingston.
No. That was like sub-Saharan Africa. Like,
I know, but it spread. Like he was like the main one that went down.
Ethiopia.
Oh, and Ethiopia is like the one of the foundational Christians.
Yeah, it was like one of the first
Yeah.
Christian kingdoms or something like that. And then there's also like Ethiopian Jews where they say like Queen Sheba, like one of Solomon's wife was Ethiopian or something, or like fled from Israel to Ethiopia.
I mean, the history of Ethiopia is ancient.
Yeah.
It's like that is like the cradle of civilization, and like maybe the cradle of like the entire world. Aren't there some places I think that you can go in Ethiopia that are toxic to be around, that are like Chernobyl levels of toxicity because of naturally occurring gases and bogs and like radiant?
I did hear, yeah, there is some lake in Africa, and like overnight, a bunch of gas like erupted from the lake and killed like a couple villages.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
in Chad. They
that-
have,
Chad?
they have like a
that sounds
lake
like
there
Chad.
Goldfinger, can we look up this Ethiopian toxicity lakes or some shit? Toxic parts of Ethiopia.
Oh,
This
dude.
is gonna kick his ass. One of the most noxious, toxic places
no,
on
search
earth.
search. Oh, is it in
That's
Ethiopia?
it.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's a different one. So the
Okay,
temperatures
yeah.
reach 115 degrees Celsius.
Holy shit.
Primitive Earth environments, like there's so much ancient, insane stuff going on in Ethiopia.
I mean, I'm going to blow your guys' minds. I was just hearing about this. The Ark of the Covenant is supposedly in Ethiopia. That's like what's referred to as the Holy Grail, right? Is the
No,
Ark
the Ark
and the
of the
Holy Grail?
Covenant is
Those
what
are-
used to be in the Jewish temple. It contains like the Ten Commandments goes in there.
Okay.
You're mixing up your Indiana Joneses.
Yeah, yes, I
Different
am.
Indiana Jones movie.
Well, that is believed to be in the Tiwahado Church in Axum, Ethiopia, housed in the Chapel of the Tablet. And apparently they have people that work there and like guide. They're like the guards of the Holy Grail or the Ark of the Covenant. I'm not as sure which one it is. But all of the people that are assigned to guard this end up losing their sight.
Really?
Yeah, and like when you ask them why, they're like, if you get too close, when you look at it, like it takes your sight away.
There has to be some unknown shit that's going on.
Yeah, we might have to do a deep dive on this after the pod for like the getting cultured. I want to get to the
Definitely.
bottom of this
Yeah,
because
we're
it
gonna
seems like
we'll figure this out. We'll
Yeah.
figure out where this Ark of the Covenant is.
and again, like no one's allowed in this room or like I don't know.
So when you were getting to Ethiopia, what was your first impressions?
You land in Addis Ababa, and it's the summertime, and I expected I'm going to Africa. It's going to be sweltering hot. It was not. It's at a very high altitude,
altitude,
and it's
yeah.
kind of cool there. Addis Ababa is a massively populous city, and there are no white people. So people were shocked to see us. There's also, even though it's so populous, livestock kind of like just roaming around the streets pretty freely, which is also very jarring for us. And Addis Ababa has insane traffic and almost no traffic laws. And so there's just this current of traffic that's just flowing all around you. And I think it's like super dangerous to drive there. Like I think that the mortalities that happen because of traffic accidents and the lack of infrastructure that they have with that is like a blight on their country. Like that's like seems like a pretty easy fix. It's also half baked. The entire city is like they'll get building contracts and you'll have the edifice of a building built, but like it's all empty floors and it's just cinder block. So it's like the idea is there and maybe all of the funding isn't there to finish the building. So it's like a city that's kind of in flux. Like they're still trying to figure everything out. Also, everything in the city is kind of separated into districts, and so it's like you'll go for like 3 blocks and it's only toilets being sold on the streets, and it's just like everything is like completely sectioned off, and it'll I mean, so there was a different time on one of the last days of the ceremony that we needed to get clothes for the wedding. And so they sent us to the wedding garment district, and it's numbered. And so there was like maybe 160 wedding garment shops, and you're just going from one to the other trying to buy some cool wedding garments. He said, just go to this area, buy something, you'll figure it out. We don't speak a lick of their language. We had a driver that took us there. He doesn't even speak a lick of English. So we're trying to negotiate, but a lot of their culture is haggling. So they're going to have you over a fucking barrel when it comes to negotiating, unless you're ready to really get the price down. And we're bopping from one place to another, me and my other buddy, him and his fiance at the time. And we get suited out. They have these beautiful, like, long robes. I think it was like these white robes with like a headdress and the diadems, the jewels kind of across their forehead in multiple levels. I had this like wedding shirt. It was like, I kind of looked like a bellhop at a Polynesian resort, short sleeve with little tassels on the end, like a V-neck, and this like woven tapestry kind of fabric to it. Just a very ornate, very Ethiopian feel to it.
Is that what you were wearing the night the twins were conceived?
It might have been because they were into it.
Yeah.
And we're feeling ourselves. We get back. Everybody in the wedding is like dressed in the traditional garb. But then we get back to the actual venue where all the guests are. And we walked into the venue where the guests were, and it was like a record stopped. Everybody who's attending the wedding is just dressed in regular American suits. All the African people are wearing like Tom Ford, Joseph A. Bank, dressed super nice. And like the 4 gringos walk in, the 4 white people walk in traditional Ethiopian garb from head to toe. Like our wives just like wearing these things on their head. We talked about how there's like 7 different ethnic sects. So they're not even wearing the right ethnic sect of like clothes. They're wearing like a completely different like group of people, so they're not even being properly like respectful of it was one of the most like jarring and embarrassing moments of my life as the Ethiopian people are like lining up to take pictures with us because we look so ridiculous.
Was your friend trolling you? Like, was it your Ethiopian friend who was like, you need to wear traditional garb?
I don't think he was even trolling us. He was just like, I don't know what the fuck he was thinking. Because the people in the wedding party, like 2 of my other boys, like the firefighter and another one of my boys, they were groomsmen, and then the other 2 of us, we weren't groomsmen. So the groomsmen had like some level of traditional garb where it was like this all white, like flowing stuff that went with what the bride and the groom were wearing. The bride and the groom, the groom is wearing like a cape. He's dressed like fucking King Richard. Like he has this purple gown on. Like it's very traditional. So I'm seeing him, I'm seeing my boys, they're all dressed traditionally. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna dress traditionally. Everybody else is wearing what you would wear to a normal wedding. And we just look like such fucking smacked asses.
Yeah, but if this podcast doesn't accompany that, so you'll still have that picture when you're older, looking fucking Ethiopian swaggy.
It's so insane. I mean, they brought me on like the stage. There's these dancers doing these like very like traditional Ethiopian dances, and they just have like they're just like cracking jokes at my expense for the entire wedding to laugh at, and have no idea what the questions they're asking me on the microphone, just like speaking not even good English, but they're getting a laugh out of it, and I don't know. It was shameful, but it was fucking hilarious. Like looking back, like that is like Schadenfreude to the highest degree.
Was it really hot out there?
No, it was like it was the midwinter. Like it was like since it's the other hemisphere, it was like a cooler month and it's the high altitude. So I kind of am, buying a light jacket to wear.
Okay.
It's cloudy. they don't have addresses out there. That fucking threw me for a loop. So it's like we're trying to go somewhere for like a house party, and it's like their addresses don't exist. And so it's like, does anybody know where the blue house with like the fence and the tree coming over is? And you just have to ask multiple people along the way. Like they just don't have infrastructure to that level. There's not addresses.
That feels like a very basic level.
They might just be like, okay, it's in District 4.
Yeah,
like
it's like arrondissement 4.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
But I don't. And they also their calendar is different over there. They have a 13-month calendar with 28 days in every month, and they're, I think, like 7 years behind us. They're in like the year 2017 in Ethiopia.
Damn.
Yeah. It was also Eid when I went over there.
3 years, COVID's gonna fuck them up.
Yeah.
They're gonna be so upset.
Someone should tell them, dude.
They should let them
Someone
know.
should tell them that 2020 is coming around the bend.
Yeah.
And they also, the last kind of story I have about it is they have like, right now would be a bad time, I think, to go to Ethiopia. Even like a year after I went, it started to be a bad time to go to Ethiopia because they had just hired. They just elected somebody who was like their Obama, somebody they were very excited about as far as like what they thought to be a unifying force. He wasn't a unifying force, but they still had a problem with journalists and people taking pictures in public. That's something that they're not super into. And so one of the last wedding ceremonies, we went to someplace 2 hours away called Bishoftu, and we had to drive on their very dangerous highway. And on the way back, we're going through a security checkpoint, and one of my buddies had a GoPro, and he's just kind of filming everything. And one of the soldiers saw him with the GoPro, and he fucking lost his shit.
They don't fuck with that.
Pulled us over. And this guy, they're not paying or feeding their soldiers well. So this guy is like 120 pounds with a gun that's 120 pounds. And he starts fucking screaming at us, being like, get the fuck out of the car. My buddy Spud, who's the firefighter, is drunk off the fucking beef from the night before. He's like, where's a senator's son or some shit like that. And we're like, shut the fuck up. Spud, he has a fucking huge gun. Like, he's screaming at us, and we have no idea what's being said. The groom's hungover too, and he's a swaggy American, so he has some Versace sunglasses on, and he's going back and forth now with the guy. And he's like screaming at him in the native tongue and like saying some shit back to him. We don't know exactly what he's saying, but basically he's being like, I'm bringing these guys to your country and you're going to treat us like this. And the guy doesn't care. In fact, he's losing composure. So the soldier starts to well up with tears. And he's like, he can't handle the moment. So he starts to cry and he calls over other soldiers. And we're pulled up in front of a checkpoint at this time. So now there's like other 130-pound soldiers with guns. And they're like, everybody out of the car. And I'm like, are we about to get like, is this like a violent encounter that I'm about to experience? I don't know where to run. My buddy Spud's drunk as fuck. My buddy Sadat is berating these guys to the point that they're crying. But it's like, I don't even want to mess with the emotions of these guys. And they had passed the GoPro to the back of the car. We should have just given up the GoPro. But he's
yeah,
acting
or just
like,
been like, watch me delete this footage.
and eventually that's what we had to do, and like it deleted it like right there on the streets in front of them. But we deleted the GoPro footage at gunpoint as my guy's like berating them. He's like, no, I deal with this all the time. And it's like, we don't know that you deal with this all the time.
You gotta let me know, bro.
Yeah.
If things go down, I'm gonna start screaming at somebody with a gun.
My wife doesn't know that this is like normal. Like,
she's in the car too?
She's in the car. The other, my
fuck.
buddy Jimmy's wife is in the car. Like, we're all in the car. The women are in the car, terrified.
Oh, God, yeah.
Like he's trying to drive us back. Like the brother of the groom has like his little situationship like in the back, like just some girl that he like hollered at from the night before. She doesn't know what the fuck is going on. The wife is in the front seat with like the husband and the driver. It's like 8 of us in a van, and they just pile us out onto like the side of the highway, and they're berating us in a language we can't understand with high powered weapons, and they're emotionally unstable. So like we got out of the situation, but there were extremely tense moments that led up to that. And just like, wow, it was like, you know, a cool cultural experience, and we had incredible food, and we were able to like experience their like high society, basically their version of like what rich people go through. It still is like an unstable environment out there. And like it scratched the itch of like wanting to get my blood pumping a little bit, but at the same time, I wouldn't want to put somebody else through that. And I think since then, Ethiopia has fallen into more disrepair, where journalists are being killed, or there are violent revolts in the street, and I think that's something that they've had to deal with, and I probably wouldn't go to Ethiopia right now.
Okay. Yeah, I had to deal with that same situation in Kampala when I was in Uganda with Billy, just trying to get some B-roll for our vlogs, filming with my phone outside the window, and then a military van drives by with a bunch of soldiers in the back of the truck, and they see me with my phone out, and immediately are like, "What the fuck are you doing?" At the next red light, they come over, take my phone, scream at me for a while. We did have one local in the car who tried to explain the situation.
Is that like a pay them off type of thing?
I don't think we had to pay him off. I think I just had to delete all the footage.
Okay.
But yeah, they're very, very sensitive about being filmed. And
Same thing happened to our guy Sam in Palestine. That's how he got snatched up.
What happened?
Oh yeah, but he was our guy Sam went to Lebanon.
Lebanon, yeah.
Yeah. It was Lebanon right after Israel had just killed all of Hezbollah's leadership, and then he went
after the beeper.
He went to the largest Palestinian refugee camp and was walking around filming things. And obviously the people there were like, "This dude's a spy. This dude's working for the CIA."
Yeah.
So he was kind of asking for it.
Yeah.
Wow.
What? Well, no, I mean, that is what is.
Sorry, Sam.
He was asking for it. Me and Rone's buddy weren't asking for it. We were just driving around trying to grab a couple shots for our vlogs.
A little bit of content. I mean, we're just trying to remember the experience.
Sorry for trying to rip a reel, dude.
Yeah, I'm trying to go viral, dickhead. What the fuck?
The last thing I wanted to ask you about was khat. Did you have a chance to try that? Because it's a drug they only do in a few countries in the world, and it's like Ethiopia, Yemen, maybe Somalia.
The way that khat was described to me before I got there was that it's a mixture of weed, Viagra, and Adderall.
Count me in.
Yeah. So all the best ones.
Yeah.
So a combination of all three of the best ones. And they say that it's so pervasive that the government will shut down if there's a khat shortage. People will be in the streets kind of going up to each other like, "You khat? Have you seen any khat? Do you know where to get some khat?" They're just running into it. And so the night before we had this encounter with the police officers, we're in Bishoftu, which is 2 hours away from Addis Ababa, and they're like, "We got some khat." And it's a situation where it's almost ritualistic, kind of the parents go to bed and all the young people are sitting in a room on the ground with these mats kind of on the ground. The Johnny Walker's flowing, people are pouring, and it's just a good vibe. You're telling stories, but just bullshitting, it's a very nice, chill vibe. And they basically give you, your harvest bowl of your full sweet green bowl of khat. They pile that shit in front of you. You're supposed to chew it and keep it in your mouth. And you chew it and you keep it in your mouth. You almost pack it down.
Do you swallow like chewing tobacco?
No, you don't swallow it. Yeah, so you kind of pack it in like a lip.
Pack it like a horseshoe?
Yeah, and you just start chewing it down, and it's leaves. Imagine going out to a mulberry tree or some shit. Imagine just going and picking leaves off of a maple tree locally. It tastes like fucking leaves, which is gross. Give me some Caesar dressing or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And they're like, it's going to take a while. So we're eating it for half an hour, packing it in, just having some drinks, chilling, not feeling anything. 45 minutes, hour 15, 2 hours go by. Nothing is happening. And so we're just chewing like fucking horses for so long.
Your jaw's wrecked.
I'm just oh no, the high is gonna kick in, and it's almost edible where it's no, it's coming. You don't overdo it. It's gonna come. And maybe I think we chewed leaves for 3 hours and felt nothing. I think that it goes bad maybe quickly.
Yeah.
I think
that's the reason you don't see people chewing it in the U.S. is because after it's harvested, it might lose its potency within 24, 48 hours.
Oh, really? Wow.
So if it's not fresh khat, you might not have.
I think
the
we got
effects.
some because they went an hour back towards the city, and they came. It's these sandwich bags almost of it, a bunch of them. Yeah, we were able to basically score some khat, and it was nothing. It was like we didn't feel anything. It was still like an awesome, fun night, and we were like down to try it, but like we didn't get that like buzz that everybody describes it to be. So unfortunately, I'm still chasing that. I've heard of people importing it to the U.S. frozen. And there was a big drug bust at the Philly airport.
I think I remember that.
At some point where there was like 6,000 pounds of cod that were like, but it's like if it's losing its potency, it's not going to make it across the Atlantic Ocean. So I'm still chasing that, and I don't know where. I mean, we couldn't grow it. Couldn't we grow it? Like if we were growing weed hydroponically with like lights and fucking.
I feel like somewhere in the Southwest U.S. might have a similar climate to Ethiopia.
Right.
My cousin lived in Yemen for a bit, and she said that during the workday, everybody would get like a 2-hour cot break in the middle of the day, sometimes 4 hours.
So nice.
And just like there'd be a room for guys and a room for ladies, and you would just go in and chew cot with the boys.
You guys get horny with your boys.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude.
And she like a really strong coffee, maybe a coffee cocaine hybrid.
Yeah.
Just you could get really talkative, but I think it's a problem over there because they don't have a lot of water, and they're using all the water to grow cot instead of like food.
Yeah.
Because like the entire region is just really addicted to it.
Yeah. I mean, it seems amazing.
Yeah, it does seem like a fun little thing, but
it seems awesome. But we need to find a way to industrialize or to at least bring it home.
Yeah, we got to bring it home, and then whenever the yak starts, everybody can stop working and just go in the gambling cave and chew cot for 2 hours.
I mean, that sounds so nice.
Yeah, it really does sound lovely.
So fucking fantastic.
Yeah. Now, do you have any trips planned? Do you think you are going to try to pull the trigger on a trip with kids?
I might try to. We're talking about Portugal, maybe Portugal.
Oh shit!
I feel like that would be an easy one, or not. It's never going to be easy. But
as far as a European trip goes, like the Algarve, region.
Yeah, and that would be closer to like a 6-hour flight if you flew New York to Portugal.
New York is like pretty accessible.
Yeah,
it's like,
JFK probably, huh?
Yeah, I think that like people. It's like if we're going to go to California, like going to Portugal is like the same.
Yeah.
Same vibe.
Lisbon had a lot of hills, though.
That's why we're saying like maybe just like a
slightly flatter area.
Yeah, Algarve's got like some beaches and shit like that. Like, but maybe just a day in Lisbon for the parents. We get a babysitter, or it's like bring somebody.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That sounds expensive too, though.
The one last travel hack I have for you is now they have these services. So whatever you need for the baby, you can rent when you land. Like you're gonna want either a car seat or a stroller like at the airport, so just so you can like hold the babies. But when you
all the fucking luggage.
When you land, like if you guys need cribs, if you guys need like a more heavy duty stroller, you can rent that stuff wherever you go in the world now.
Yeah.
And they'll come to your hotel or Airbnb and just drop it off for
I'm
you.
gonna need that.
Yeah.
And you're in a good enough spot. I bet there's like fucking concierge nanny services.
Right. Yeah, that's what we're like. We almost want to base a hotel on someplace that's like. Yeah, so we could get some kind of babysitter or someone that could look after them for a little bit. You know, they'll be over one, so they should be able to be. I don't fucking know. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I can try to give you advice, but that's based off just one kid. I don't really know what you do when you have twins.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's probably going to be times that are like really hard or like trying, and there's also probably going to be times where it's like, yes. Like, this is awesome. Like, some like sweet sunset or them seeing something different. And the contention that I've seen is that, like, getting kids to travel is, like, wondrous for their, like, development. And, like, right after travel, like, a lot of milestones are hit because the synapses and new environments, new foods, new cuisines.
They probably love the sand and
that's
stuff,
why Chaps is such a worldly guy, because he was, you lived in Sicily for
exactly
like 2 years when you were really young, so you don't he doesn't have those like really concrete memories of it, but I think it's still probably had some sort of
in there.
Yeah, I like lasagna with peas.
yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah, dude.
Fuck yeah.
You like organized crime?
Yeah, I do. I'm actually reading a book on that right now, The Power of the Dog.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
They turned that into a movie?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
It's based in Mexican cartels. Pretty interesting.
Bad guys.
Yeah.
I mean, good guys. Good.
We've been invited to a wedding outside of Venice in July, and I think we are going to try to take the baby.
Oh my god!
But then, like, when me and my wife lived in Italy, we went to the Dolomite Mountains, north of Italy, and like we were like, that's the most beautiful mountain range we've ever seen. And she's like, yeah, we should bring the baby there. I feel like that could be a little tough, hitting like
Hiking.
Yeah, but I think if you got one of those backpacks, which we do have one now, where he can kind of just go in the back, and it's like I'm just wearing a heavy backpack.
When I lived in Italy, we went on a family vacation there, and my grandfather, who was a Southern Baptist pastor for like 50 years, wore me in one of those when my dad was off on a deployment somewhere, and I shit down his back in the biggest way imaginable.
No.
Like, I have seen the picture, and it is insane. Like, I was probably 18 months and just absolutely painted his back like I was Banksy. It was outrageous.
Well, why did they cut a shithole in it?
It like went out the legs. It almost looked like I gave him shit wings, like the old Viking wings.
Like a Los Angeles girl.
Yeah,
They go picture
like
of
the
fucking
seal
shit
of the
wings.
United States with arrows pointing out.
Oh my God, that's
Preposterous. So
fucking-
you got to be careful. Don't use cloth diapers.
No, those are the reusable diapers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, my older brother was at his friend's place, and they're a big reusable diaper family.
Hey, I love
And
Mother
so-
Nature too, but like not for shit wings.
Because he was like,
Taylor Swift, take one less flight.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
We can use all the huggies we need.
Yeah.
because he was like, I did my laundry, and then like it's the same laundry they used to wash all the shitty diapers, and like all my clothes just smelled faintly of baby poop.
The
Yeah.
essence of it.
Yeah, that's not great.
Fucking brutal.
Well, Rone, thanks for coming on. We'll definitely have you back on to recap traveling with babies after we both
That'd be so
go to
fun.
Europe with
You boys have any trips
youngins.
planned? Anything fun? I know you the San Fran shit looked awesome.
Doing Amsterdam. We're gonna do.
Sick.
I think we're gonna try to do Montreal for a day tripping.
Oh, that's so sick.
Yeah. And then Chaps sent me a text being like, there's really cheap flights to Hanoi, Vietnam.
Yeah. In August, I'm thinking about doing that.
So Chaps is at a completely different stage in life. So it's like right now I'm getting used to now when I travel, it's going to be with a baby, and we got to base everything around the baby. Chaps' kids are now old enough where it's like if he wants to do a solo trip somewhere, for 5 days or a week, he can finally do that. So it's like
You're that balloon again. You're just
Yeah.
the balloon kind of bouncing around again.
yeah.
Yeah, I've been watching so many TikToks about the like moped tours in Vietnam. Like you do like a 4-day trek
So sick.
just on mopeds around, and you can hire
Yeah.
some dude. Like they say you could set it up through an agency, pay like $600. It's 5 days. You just go all over the country on a moped. You stay in like a private hostel bedroom with like overlooked with pools and shit. You can make it fancier if you want. You can take your own moped, or you can ride bitch with somebody else.
Yeah, the really bare bones way
Just
to do
my
it.
200-pound ass on the back of some dude. Like,
Yeah.
let's go, brother.
I'm sure we could find someone to come on the pod who has done it. The really popular thing to do is you fly to Hanoi, and then you just buy a used bike for like $200-$300, and then take that all the way down to Ho Chi Minh City. And when you get down there, you like sell it
You just
for
throw it in the
$100
throw it in the water.
or just throw it in the water. But
I've seen that, and then sleeper buses that people rent all the time to get to the spot that they
Those
need
look
to
insane.
be.
Where you have the little capsule.
Like, so I think I'm getting influenced big time for Vietnam.
Of course, you should. Well, Vietnam is a beautiful, rich country with all the parts of it are so different. It seems
Yeah.
the north to south.
Go
is, like,
see
two
where
different-
John McCain used to hang out.
Yeah,
they call that the Hanoi Hilton or something like that?
That is what they call it, yeah.
Okay. Well, Ron,
Well,
thank you.
last thing.
Oh, yeah.
we got to
Keep
do.
going.
We got to do some kind of long walk this summer.
Yes. Yeah. You got any ideas? Anything that
Walking from like maybe. What about like?
I had a hilarious idea that would involve some cool travel.
Okay.
But if we went to the original marathon route, because the marathon is based off like a historic run that a guy had to do back in Greece to go and like warn people about the Persians or something.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was in the town of Marathon in Greece, and he like ran 26 miles and then like passed out and died. But it'd be funny like retracing the original marathon, but just we would be walking, not jogging.
Is it true? Is this? Am I conflating different stories where like at the end of that he like said like victory or something, like his last word was like victory, and that word is Nike, Nike.
That sounds right.
Goldfinger,
I
let's
do
look
know he
that up.
showed up and had a last word and then just passed out.
I
and
think
died.
that last word might be Nike, and that's the swoosh we all now wear.
Yeah,
Could
because
be wrong.
Nike was the god of victory, or
Rejoice We Conquer. Is that Nike?
yeah. What is that? Yeah, Nike men.
Yeah, that looks like it.
There's Nike in the middle of it.
No, what does the last word say?
Nico men?
Yeah, just Google that word.
Nico men.
Nico, man. He just got to the end. He was like, I was wearing
But,
Nikes.
yeah.
Buy Nikes.
We
Obviously,
conquer,
that
we
would be
are
a lot
victors.
harder to coordinate. But
That'd be fun.
yeah, if you have any ideas for a long walk, that was
Like,
a
man,
blast.
I was thinking Manhattan to like Coney Island or something. But like,
Yeah,
or what's
'cause-
a really other like another long road? I don't fucking know. We'll figure something out.
Yeah. Walking the other idea was for Patriots Day, walking from Lexington and Concord to Boston. So you like retrace the like first battle of the Revolutionary War.
That'd be amazing. Or like the path that William Tecumseh Sherman burned on his march to Atlanta. Or something like that could be
Yes.
nice and historical.
Our long walk in Manhattan, that was my last time in New York, and it is fun getting back to New York. Like I need an excuse to get back there.
We'd love to have you. We'll figure it out. Appreciate you, boys.
Thanks, Rone.
Keep it up. Great show. I love this show, and I just love the idea, and I love that people travel.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Drop a Pin's also brought to you by DraftKings. DraftKings is changing the game with Flex Spins, new and exclusive to DraftKings Casino. Flex Spins let you choose how to use your spins across more than 100 slots, so the power of play is in your hands. New players play $5 and get 500 Flex Spins. Claim 50 spins a day for 10 days. Then you choose how to play them across your favorite games like Huff and More Puff, Cash Eruption, and more. I got to try Huff and More Puff. I have not played that one.
Seems like a good time.
Cash Eruption is a lot of fun. My grandma, rest in peace, would love this deal. She loved playing slots, but the fact that she could play slots just like from her phone, that was before her time.
Maybe JJ's grandma can.
JJ's grandma, yeah, maybe. I think, yeah. All right, yeah, I'm going to tell my mom about this deal. Download the app now and sign up with code DROP and claim your 500 Flex Spins and choose your slots. The crown is yours in partnership with DraftKings Casino. Drop a Pin is also brought to you by the new movie Normal, a double-barreled shotgun blast of pure mayhem from the creators of John Wick and Nobody. It's a movie about Sheriff Ulysses, who's played by Bob Odenkirk, who has a new job as temporary sheriff in the quaint town of Normal, Minnesota, which was meant to be a welcome respite from recent troubles. But when a botched bank robbery interrupts the peace, a dark secret is exposed, and Ulysses discovers that the town is anything but its namesake. Suddenly, everyone's trying to shoot the sheriff, and he has to rely on his wits and some crooks if he is to survive the night, and that's before the Yakuza show up. Everybody knows the Yakuza. They're like the Japanese mafia. So this movie sounds action-packed. It's starring Bob Odenkirk, Henry Winkler, and Lena Headey. See it only in theaters starting April 17th. Let's get back into the pod. Thanks to Rone for coming on. Great talking to him. He's a huge travel enthusiast. I think he's stayed at like some of the nicest resorts in the world.
Yeah, his like before he,
travels
had
in
his
style.
before he had his twins, he was a big time fancy boy.
Oh yeah, yeah. And hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
No, nothing wrong with that at all.
I hope
mean, you're
that-
going like I feel like it's different if you're going. Well, you and your wife used to rough it a little bit, like in certain places.
Yeah, we have roughed it. In the past.
But I feel like at this age and our demographic now, like our wives want to be going to a nice place.
Yeah.
Well, I can only speak for mine. She wants to go to a nice place.
Yeah, like you have a trip to Colombia coming up, and you're gonna have your first hostel experience. That wouldn't happen in a million years if you were with your wife, right?
I told her, and she goes, "Ew."
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, she's not stuck up or anything like that. Well, but she's just not doing that. She's not.
Yeah.
If she's going on vacation, she works in a very different environment. I make map videos and talk about countries that I like for work. She does like high level doctoral stuff. She has a doctoral degree, leads a foundation, works on like government grants, meets with senators and stuff. So when she goes on a vacation, she's going for the purpose of like sightseeing, of course, but also relaxing.
Yes.
And I feel like if once you live like she's not going to want to stay in a place that has a bunch of bugs and stuff.
For sure. No, there is. I'm getting to the point where I do want to splurge more on accommodation. My wife was a great sport our first 5 years together. I think she would probably prefer something a little nicer now. But yeah, like we did a staycation in Chicago. It was honestly just one night, and it was staying at one of the nicest like hotels in Chicago. What was it even called? I forget. But even just 24 hours in a 5-star hotel, like I felt so refreshed after that.
Oh yeah, dude. The smell of it.
Yeah. The smell, you just felt like you were taken care of like every step of the way. The lady at the front desk gave my son a teddy bear.
When I first started working here, me and Portnoy went to a Marine Corps ball in San Diego, and I think we stayed at a W. It was a pretty nice hotel, definitely a nice hotel for me at the time.
Oh, yeah.
One of the nicer hotels I've ever stayed in at the time. And it smelled so good that when I got home, I Googled how to make my house smell like the W.
Okay.
And they have this like infuser that you can plug into your air conditioning system. And it adds like essential oils and a certain type of like distilled water or something. You add those two together, and that's how they make the whole place smell. It's like an essential oil infusion that goes through the air conditioning system. But it was like $800
Just to buy that system?
just to buy that
Oh,
system. But I mean, if your house smells like that all the time, like the olfactory senses and how that impacts your feeling and mood is so great. Like the difference between walking into a place and it smells like fresh peaches or something fresh versus it smells like wet dog. Like the difference is remarkable. So you come home from a long day of work or a mediocre day at work for us, no real long days, but you walk in and it smells like that, instant relaxation.
Yeah. Yeah, in college, I lived in a room that had like mice and mold, and I was depressed that entire year.
Same. I had a waterbed when I was younger, and my sister left an earring on the side of the bed, and it rolled in and popped it like a real slow pop. So there's like mold and shit growing in there.
Oh, just slow leaks, so just
Yeah.
mold slowly growing all over your
stinks
bed.
in my room. And then my mom was finally like, pull up the side of that waterbed. There's like roaches and like mold
my
and shit.
God.
And I had been sleeping on it for like a year.
I think you can get
that's
really sick from like
And
inhaling
my mom
mold
told
too.
my dad. I think that was the catalyst of the reason why they actually got divorced.
Because your mom was like, "Hey, you need to fix the
Yeah, you need to
waterbed,"
fix
and then he
this,
never
like, check
fixed
on
it.
And he's like,
meanwhile,
oh,
you're
it's
just
fine. And she's like, he's laying in roaches.
fucking
And
A.
then she threw a coffee table at his car.
And you also took a sledgehammer to your ex-wife's car.
Yes, right. Learned it
Right?
from my mama. Shout out Linda.
Let's go. Well, if you're wondering, the hotel I stayed at in Chicago was the Langham. I just recalled.
Oh, where's that one at?
It's just right on the river. Right,
Okay.
Yeah, right on the Riverwalk. All right, now let's talk some Ethiopia. Ethiopia's got one of the longest histories of any country. It was the third country in the world to adopt Christianity as its official religion. A lot of people don't wouldn't necessarily think that. Do you know what the first two countries were?
That adopted it?
Yeah.
Whew, no.
Number one is Armenia, and then it went Georgia, actually, and then Ethiopia.
Okay.
And then I assume after that it was the Roman Empire or something. But yeah, I guess, Christianity obviously started in the Levant, Jerusalem, and then I think it just like spread to Egypt. And I don't know what like finally convinced the ruler of Egypt to just convert, but they did. And the people in Egypt, the rulers of Ethiopia, they think they're descended from King Solomon from the Bible. King Solomon and Queen Sheba. I don't know much about Queen Sheba, but they think that she was potentially from Ethiopia, and she went and visited Solomon. They hit it off, started banging.
To be fair, everybody hit it off with King Solomon. He had 6,000 concubines.
Okay.
So it wasn't like he was real, like, I got to really see. He was smashing any pussy in his sight.
Okay, yeah, maybe 30% of humanity can trace themselves back to King Saul.
That's probably Adam and Eve, and then next up is King Solomon.
And then
Noah. and
Genghis
the fellas.
Khan, too.
Yeah, Genghis Khan, yeah. So probably like 5 people.
Yeah. Yeah, you're all either,
5
you're either
people
from...
seeded the world.
Yep. But yeah, so Queen Sheba came back to Ethiopia, where some people think she was from, and then had a baby called Menelik or something like that. And then he was like the first king of Ethiopia, and like just for thousands and thousands of years, like they all claim to be from that original line, all the rulers of Ethiopia.
And how they did church back then was really interesting because Ethiopia is like the hottest, constantly inhabited place on planet Earth. It's
Oh yeah,
like certain
the oldest or the hottest?
hottest.
Oh, okay.
There's certain parts of their valleys that a lot of people live in that regularly reach 120 degrees.
Damn.
And so their church system, like the bedrock there, even back in the 1100s, there's churches that are still used that were built in the 1100s that they went into like the rock stone desert floor and dug down with like really primitive tools, and they dig down deep enough where they can go inside to have church because the rocks will block the heat. So it's a place that they could meet for a long period of time without like overheating.
Oh yeah, I think I've seen photos of those churches. They
It's
look
really
very
cool. And how, I mean, like legit carved almost straight down into these rocks with like really ornate decorations on some parts of it. And some people say that it took them 200-300 years to do that. Like, it really blows my mind when you think about how much time and effort people used to spend in building things. Like the cathedral in Cologne, like I'm going there, so I've been looking at it a lot. That thing that was under construction for like 400 years.
Jeez. Yeah, so like generations and generations
Yeah.
that you could work on something your whole life knowing you're never going to be able to see it completed.
Like my town just put out a referendum to see if people wanted to raise their taxes by $400 to build an indoor pool. Like, and it would be like that for like 4 or 5 years. Everybody in the town has to pay like $300 extra in taxes. And everybody was like, hell no, 5 years. Who gives a fuck what's going to happen in 5 years? Like, no one cares. But back in the day, it was
Yeah, all your
300,
taxes were going
400
to that.
years.
Well, they got it done eventually.
They did. And it's beautiful. Like,
Yeah.
the things that they were able to accomplish in that area of the world is remarkable.
The Queen Sheba connection, that's also why they say, like Ethiopia, the official stance of Ethiopia is that they have the Ark of the Covenant. And so Menelik, the child that was had by Queen Sheba and King Solomon, he went back to Jerusalem to see his dad at some point. And when he came back to Ethiopia, he had the Ark of the Covenant with him. And it's now held in this church in Ethiopia where only one person is allowed in the church. He's like the keeper of the Ark. He's never allowed to leave the church. He just stays there for his entire life. And then when he dies, someone else gets elected the new keeper of the Ark. And they say it's been there for thousands of years, but no one else is allowed inside.
Yeah, the Ark of the Covenant, that rule has been around, like, depending on whoever says that they have the Ark of the Covenant. The traditions and what they do in order to go into the room where the Ark of the Covenant is has always been pretty crazy. Like, even back in the day and before 70 AD when the temple was destroyed, they used to have one person a year that would go in on Yom Kippur, and they would have to tie a rope around the person's foot, because if they weren't deemed holy enough, then they believed that God would strike them dead. And there was several of them, and like a lot of people say it could have been heart attacks. They would die. Like
Holy
when they would
shit.
go in, like Josephus, the Roman historian that was the first to do the history of the Jews and talk about Jesus from like a secular perspective, he was one that would say that they feared that they started bringing younger and younger people in because of the fear that was instilled to these people that were supposed to go in and give the offering on the Holy of Holies would die because they were so stressed out about what happened. It would legit give them heart attacks.
Yeah. And say if like the Ark of the Covenant wasn't in there, if you believe something like full-heartedly,
Oh, yeah, dude.
that's enough to give you a heart attack.
It's a placebo effect
The
to your
brain
brain.
is a powerful weapon.
I mean, yeah, placebo effect.
Yeah. There was a bunch of people from Laos, I think, that were dying from sleep paralysis because in their religion and their tradition, they believe that the sleep paralysis demon that a lot of people report seeing was an actual demon that had come to kill them, and they believed in it so much that when they experienced sleep paralysis, they'd be so scared they would actually scare themselves to death and have a heart attack. Where it's like, I've had sleep paralysis. It's scary. It sucks. But I don't, when like it happens, I'm not like, oh shit, the demon's here to finally kill me. And then I'm like so scared I have a heart attack.
Yeah.
That's actually those cases of the Laotians dying from like nightmares, sleep paralysis. That's what inspired the movie Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do they have
so.
scissor hands too?
No, I don't think so. That was a Wes Craven touch.
But there's a lot of unbelievable spots too. Like looking up Ethiopia. Have you ever heard of the Dan Khalil Depression? Look
Is
that
that
up,
like
Sam.
where they say it's like the closest place to hell?
Yes. It looks insane. Like at night, how it glows. Like if they have pictures of night, look at the one at night and how it actually glows. There's like thermal gases that come up and they ignite at different times, and it makes like a certain kind of algae grow there that doesn't grow anywhere else. But it looks almost like an amoeba brain with like jelly on the inside. It looks insane. Doesn't look. There's so many places in Africa that don't look like planet Earth.
Yeah. Is that one of the lowest places on Earth too?
Yes.
Holy shit.
That's the lowest place in Africa, I believe. But yeah, there's salt caravans that go through there. It's acid pools, toxic gas, and active volcanoes. And it's not just one of the lowest places in Africa. It's one of the lowest places on Earth.
Looks like it. Looks pretty damn low.
It looks crazy as hell.
Oh,
you can swim in it. There's a picture of a woman in it. I wouldn't think you could get in that bad boy.
Oh, well, she's not fully going hippo mode.
The one bottom right, Sam. She's in it.
Oh, yeah.
She's like in it. She's going to end up looking like Michelangelo.
Like the ooze from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, she's about to be fucking Shredder.
Holy shit.
It's crazy.
That might be able to crack my top 5 hippo mode spots.
Yeah. Doesn't it look kind of like, do the one center left, Sam? Doesn't that look like a sponge, like amoeba, like all the way to the left? Yeah. Look at that. What the fuck? And those little white lines, that's salt.
Mm-hmm. Salt's important.
Good call.
Salt's humans need water and they need salt to survive.
Salt, yeah.
Well, and you could probably use some food too, but yeah, without salt, you'll die.
Yeah, you need the electrolytes.
Yeah,
in a big way.
Something like that.
Have you ever seen pictures of Ethiopia's version of the Grand Canyon?
I have not.
Look up Simien Mountains, Simien. They look legit amazing. If you would have showed me that picture before and didn't tell me it was Ethiopia, I would have said probably New Zealand.
That looks incredible.
Right?
And yeah, it's nice and it's lush and green. I guess Ethiopia is kind of close to the Sahara, so you might assume, it's going to have a lot of desert. But no, it's lush. It's where coffee comes from.
Yeah.
Like that's where the original coffee beans were cultivated, and then it like spread to the Middle East.
And there are some of the ones that figured out the strength and the flavor of the coffee depends on elevation too. So like how high up you go, like it gets better and better and better, the coffee bean.
The Ethiopian highlands, the home of the best coffee on earth. Now, Rone mentioned on the pod that Ethiopia, was like the only country in Africa that wasn't fully colonized, which is true. They fought 2 wars against Italy. The first war, they won. Like Italy invaded with, I don't know, maybe 15,000 people, and then there was like an army of like 75,000 Ethiopians, and they won. Like they wiped the floor with the Italians, and that was like very embarrassing for Italy, because this was at the time when European powers were coming in, carving up Africa. Like no African nation or people had won a battle against Europeans, and then the Ethiopians took down the Italians, and Italy was very embarrassed, and they never forgot about it. So then when Mussolini came to power, he was like, all right, it's time to get my revenge. And Mussolini had already colonized Somaliland and Eritrea, which were on like either side of Ethiopia. And then they were like, okay, now like it's time to take out Ethiopia. And at that point they had tanks, they had all this like high-tech weaponry. And so the Ethiopians put up a good fight, but they like eventually lost. And the ruler at the time, this guy, Haile Selassie, Haile Selassie, I don't know if I'm mispronouncing it. He also claimed to be part of the line that goes all the way back to King Solomon, but he had to flee the country and go into exile. But then when Italy started to lose the war, he came back into the country with British and French troops and took it back. And now he's a big deal because another one of his names was Tafari, and Ras Tafari means Prince Tafari. And there was a kind of a legend in Jamaica at the time. This guy, Marcus Garvey. Have you ever heard of him?
Mm-mm.
Marcus Garvey, that's the perfect masshole name. But no, this was a black.
I was just about to say, is he part of the South Shore? Was he drinking Wabos?
Yeah. No, this is Marcus Garvey. He was a Jamaican dude. He was a big proponent of the like Pan-African movement and that like all of the like former slaves in the Americas should go back to Africa. But he had said, he was like, look to Africa, where I'll find the actual quote. What did he say? Look to Africa when a black king shall be crowned. So when Haile Selassie became the emperor of Ethiopia, a lot of people believed that's what he was talking about. They believed that he was a Messiah, was like the second coming, because I don't know if they believe. I think they believed in Jesus too, so that they believed he was the second coming, and that he was an actual God. And Haile Selassie didn't really say no. He was like, oh, if there's a bunch of Jamaicans that believe on the second coming of Christ,
You
like,
instantly say yes.
yeah, you're just like, all right.
That's the first thing they teach you in seminary school. Somebody tells you that you're a Messiah, you say yeah.
Yep. 100%. And so, yeah, the Rastafarianism in Jamaica all comes from the belief that Haile Selassie, the emperor of Ethiopia, who was, he was just like the strongest leader in Africa at the time. Because while every other part of the country was just getting fully colonized, he was like fighting for African rights. And like he eventually came back and helped kick out the Italians. And so, yeah, he just like pretty much spawned his own religion, which is wild. And, he was, I don't know. Some people still think he was a god. Maybe he was a ruler. Maybe he was a good guy. Who knows?
Not for us to say.
Not for us to say, but probably one of the more fascinating people that you'll read about. And yeah, after the Italians left, he was like the emperor. I think Marcus Garvey, who was kind of like the reason people even thought he was a god, started to lose some faith in him, because when he came back to Ethiopia, it took him like a couple decades to actually like outlaw slavery in Ethiopia. And he was like, come on, man, we got everybody's here rooting for you. We all think you're a god. You gotta at least end slavery in your own country.
Yeah, I feel like that's bare minimum.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that must have been tough for Italy, being like the first European country to lose to Africa.
I wonder if some of that elevation kick your ass. If you're used to fighting on the Mediterranean, next thing you know, you're up in the mountains of Ethiopia.
You're up in the highlands, yeah.
Dude, it's fucking brutal.
Yep. And
honestly, that rock right there looks like Pride Rock. And they got
I can see it.
They got the monkey too, the same kind of monkey. What is it?
Yeah, that photo
Rafiki?
I probably would have said like that was in like Southeast Asia, just with the shapes of those mountains.
I know, right? It's beautiful.
But Rastafaris believe Ethiopia is their sort of like Zion, their promised land.
I mean, you could see it like based on beauty and all the things that are there to offer.
Yep. And because Ethiopia wasn't colonized, they've always been seen as like the political capital of Africa. It's where like the African Union is centered and everything like that. I don't really know anything about how Ethiopia is doing nowadays. I know Rone mentioned they have a new leader or something like that, but I was seeing a lot of headlines that they might be on the road to war with Eritrea. Eritrea. I can see why Ethiopia would have a little bit of a beef with Eritrea, because if you look at a map, Eritrea just takes their entire coastline.
Yeah, they don't get access to the Red Sea nearly as much.
Yeah, and Ethiopia used to just have that entire coastline. And then I don't know how. Oh, like Eritrea probably became its own country because of the Italians. I'm not sure. But like it is wild to think back during Roman times, and why Ethiopia I think was an important country back then is Rome would actually trade with India, like all the way to India. They would just go through the Red Sea and then across the Arabian Sea to India, but you had to pass Ethiopia for that trade, so they could probably control that trade and became rich that way.
Yeah, a lot of the countries right there from try to take advantage of those trade routes in Somalia, Somaliland, Eritrea, Djibouti.
Yeah.
Like that's the reason why Djibouti has some of the, like, I think there's 8 countries that have foreign military bases in the small little country of Djibouti.
Because it's like the most strategic
it's like
spot.
right, it's right there.
Yeah.
I forget what the strait is called, the Al Shabs something strait. I forget what it's called, but like right on the Red Sea on the tip of it.
Yeah. Yep.
It's like the Strait of Hormuz on the other side, and then I forget what the name of that strait is.
That's the strait that the Houthis are causing a lot of problems with.
Yeah, and Al-Shabaab.
Al-Shabaab. That sounds like a friendly name, but
Very much not.
okay.
Yeah.
Hey, my
Yeah.
name's Al.
And there's
Al-Shabaab.
a lot of ISIS have gone down there as well.
Yeah. I think it's a shame that growing up, I think my first introduction to Ethiopia was Starvin' Marvin from South Park. Which I think that's a shame.
Yeah.
Especially because like Ethiopian cuisine is supposed to be pretty good. They've got Ethiopian restaurants all over the country. I can't remember the last. I have been to an Ethiopian restaurant, probably not in the last 10 years, so I can't vouch for it, but they've got food over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I just knew of them from South Park, and I was like, okay, I guess that's the country that like
I think they
doesn't have
did
food.
have, like in the 90s, they had a massive drought.
Okay.
So I think that's where a lot of those, because that was pervasive in the South, is if you didn't eat your food, there's a lot of kids in Ethiopia that would love to have your food right now. I can't tell you how many times I was told that growing up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think you're spot on. Now, the only thing I'm looking up right now is like, I want to know, so we know how Rastafarians became to be. They believe Ethiopia is Zion. They believe Haile Selassie, the ruler of Ethiopia, was the second coming. But how did weed become such an important part of their religion?
The vibes.
I think they believe cannabis is supported by the Bible. Because in the book of Genesis, they talk about an herb-bearing seed. And in the book of Revelations, they have a line that says, leaves for the healing of the nations. And they interpret this as God-given plants meant for spiritual use. Okay. No information on whether Haile Selassie was a big weed guy. Yeah.
Probably a crocodile guy.
Probably a cat guy.
Yeah.
Remember that? The cat. Don't put crocodilio on them or whatever that shit's called. That is there like a lot of drugs where you can see why people like would love them or would get hooked on them. Then there's like drugs like crocodile and trank or I don't know.
Fucking meth.
Yeah, where it's like, why are you even
PCB?
doing this to yourself? PCB, yeah, that's you only hear about that in like a negative context of like it just turning people into zombies or something like that. PCB, I think, is angel dust.
PCP, yeah.
PCP, yeah, not PCB piping.
That's right.
Okay.
All right, I think that wraps up
Yeah, it is.
Ethiopia.
Yep, it does.
We will be back next week. We will have Julio is going to be back on the show talking a little bit of South Sudan.
Yeah, we got a solid African stretch, but then we're going to tame things down a bit, and we're going to have Kelly Keegs on to talk about Greece.
Yep.
So, solid change of pace after 2 weeks of some going deep in Africa.
That's exactly right. We'll see you then. Thanks, everybody.